Alex Revell, thank you for joining me. Firstly, let's start with last weekend's news that we are now mathematically safe. How big of an achievement is that, considering what happened last season?
Yeah, I think that it's a huge step forward. I think that last year we all know the troubles that we had within the season. So to be mathematically safe in April is a huge step forwards. Obviously, our aspirations is to get as high as we can in the league. It's not just to survive, and we want to be higher, obviously. But the run that we went on, and I think the performances that these players have put in have proved that we've got a fantastic group that really care about the football club and care about putting in some really top performances, but as well as their desire to make sure that this club is in this position. I think so. Really proud of that. And ultimately, it's given us a real kind of building board to see where we can go now and to build for next year. We know that we can start planning. We know that we've got 5 games left for these players to go and show what they've got, to get as high as we can in the league, and to finish the season in a real positive frame of mind so that we can go into the summer and be ready for next season. But we still have a lot to play for now, and we want to keep improving, and we want to get back that unbeaten run.
No, it's been a great second half of the season since the turn of the year. And now with just 5 games to go, I assume it's now about carrying on building the right habits and building a winning mentality ahead of the summer.
Yeah, I think that's a really good way of putting it. I think that, we have to keep building. Every time we train, every time we play, we have to make sure that we get better. And there are going to be setbacks. We had that last week. There was a setback. It wasn't through, again, I always say, it wasn't through heart or a lack of trying. It was through 2 poor goals that we conceded that we know we should do better with. And I think that they're a good side, and that ultimately those runs have to come to an end at some point. But now it's about the players building for next year, not only for the football club but for themselves. And finish, like I said, finishing the season strong, because we've been on this run. You can quite easily now, go down, and obviously you have 5 games left and might not be at it, and you might not be, that desire might not be the same because we've got 5 games and we know we're safe. That won't happen here. That won't happen. The staff and the players won't allow that. That's the most important thing. The players won't allow that. And we have to make sure that we really focus on getting another unbeaten run and improving in every game.
Now, on to the next 2 games, both at home, both in quick succession on Saturday and Tuesday. Firstly, Mansfield Town on early kickoff on Saturday.
Yeah, we're expecting a real tough game. I think that they're actually in a really false position in terms of players and the way they have been playing. I think that the start of the season, obviously, for them is probably why they are where they are. They've got a manager that's got an unbelievable experience at these levels, and they've got some real quality players. So we have to be at our best in order to get a result. And we've had a really good week again. The players have not changed the way they train and not changed their focus and desire to get better. So that's been a real positive this week in terms of seeing that, because it just shows what a good group we've got. And like I say, we're going to have to be at our very best to make sure we get a real positive result on Saturday.
If Mansfield were to win on Saturday, they would all but confirm their safety in this division. Does that make it a harder game for Stevenage, knowing that Mansfield have got that on the line?
Potentially, we know that when we went to Southend, we know that those teams are fighting for their lives to make sure they stay in League Two. But for us, it's all about us. It's all about how we perform, how we turn up, how we have to match their desire, their quality, and we have to go beyond that, because it matters just as much to us, because we've got players that are out of contract. We've got players that are going to be here next year that have to prove that they want to be here, that they're good enough to be here, and that they ultimately their own standards. The players have had such high standards, every single one of them, every day we've worked. So if they drop, the whole teams will. So we won't allow that to happen. So it's a top group. They're brilliant to work with, and like I say, from within they won't allow that to happen. So we know that it's going to be a tough game, but ultimately we also want to make sure we perform because every game matters.
And just finally, after a nice full week of training this week, how have the squad been in terms of morale and fitness?
Well, we've still got the same of the injuries, the long-term ones in Charlie, Ross and Newts. So that, they won't be with us. Although it's great to see them, they're all back out and they're all kind of starting to work again, which is fantastic to see. So the players have had a really good week. Like I said, they continually want to learn. They continually want to come in and work as hard as they can, not only to get better individually, but as a group, because we have got a lot of work to do. We want to be successful, and in order for us to be successful, we have to be at our very best every day. Every day you turn up here, they have to be at their best, and when we play, they have to be at their best. So all credit to them, because obviously the loss, against Salford, although it secured our League Two status, we know that we wanted to keep going, keep wins. It's easy to almost put in the pin in a balloon and it become deflated. They haven't been like that. They've been really upbeat, and it's, the environment has been great. So we're going into Saturday full of confidence, knowing that we have to bounce back, and we've done that really well in our, in our run of 30 games, 4 losses in 30 games. When we've lost, we've bounced back, and this is another opportunity to do that.